Why?
Yeah.
Man.
I'm a big Cole fan.
Big
Shout out
Cole
to Jermaine.
fan.
Also, it's 15 years since Friday Night Lights dropped. All right. I think it was what day was we together? Also, Thursday, Wednesday.
I don't know.
When it was the 15-year anniversary of Friday Night Lights.
I went with him.
You don't like the way you said that.
I saw you on Tuesday, I think.
What day was we together?
I saw him on Tuesday, I believe, at work.
If y'all was together, y'all was together.
I saw him at work.
There is
Everybody
nothing
gotta be
wrong with
gay.
that.
All right.
And
All right,
y'all
we
probably
was
talking on the phone like y'all always do.
No, we was
Texting.
here for work. It was Wednesday because we had the staff meeting on Wednesday.
I didn't come to that.
I was here even though
Y'all
I
eat?
didn't go.
Did you have food?
They had pizza, but I didn't eat it. I ate 2
Somewhere.
beef patties. I don't know where they had the
There was
pizza
a lot
from.
of boxes in the trash.
But either way, Wednesday, I
matters.
believe, was the 15-year anniversary of Friday Night Lights being released.
And one of my favorite J. Cole songs.
It was great. The album is incredible. That was the follow-up to the warm-up. Warm-up was amazing. I saw J. Cole perform the warm-up at Center Stage in Atlanta. And that was my first time seeing Cole perform. I was in college. I was a senior. I took my man, Killer Cam. Shout out to Cam. We went out there. Cam ain't never heard of Cole, and he became a fan ever since. It was a great time. So then when Friday Night Lights dropped, incredible. Everybody was playing it. And we just got it on streaming, I think like a year ago or whatever like that.
Yeah, it was like last year.
Shout out to J. Cole.
What year was he doing Dollar shows?
A Dollar and a Dream. Yeah,
That was the last time I seen him.
During that time, he was doing the Dollar
that.
and a Dream tour.
I did that in high school. That was high school for me.
And when Cole was dropping Sideline Story, Cole, he came to Atlanta, did a Dollar and a Dream tour, brought Wale out to do You Got It. You know what I'm saying? In front of everybody. I didn't get to make it to that show, but I saw it when they did a documentary on Cole and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty fire and everything like that. So shout out to Cole. Shout out to everybody in the blog era. I think they do get their credit, but if you grew up or if you was around during the blog era, for those that don't know, this is like 2009, 2010, 2011, when you had certain sites. They call it the blog era because you had to go get your music off of blog sites such as
Shout out to Dat Piff.
Dat Piff, Media Takeout, World Star was out that time. What else you had? You had live
Did you say
mixtapes.
Media Takeout? You said Media Takeout.
Yep.
For the girls, I think we had Lipstick Alley. We had Nicole Bitchy.
Yep. Who is now XO Nicole, but
yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of. That's where we got all of our information. That's where we got all of our tea.
Yeah.
We didn't have social media to like.
Well,
we didn't have the shade room. We didn't have the
social
shade
media.
room.
Facebook was out.
But
Twitter was just starting.
But they wasn't
no
using
Instagram.
Facebook for that. We weren't using.
Oh
Facebook
no, we wasn't using Facebook
for the tea and for the blog.
No. But you had to go to Media Takeout or World Star to find out.
You had to bookmark
whatever
those
information.
websites.
You know what I'm saying? They had the World Star Honeys. They had World Star. You know, everything was a World Star situation.
You could damn near directly blame like World Star.
Oh no, absolutely for a lot of bullshit.
That shit desensitized me to a lot of shit.
A lot of bullshit was on World Star, bro.
I done seen niggas get their brains put on the ground. I done see one time we got on there and me and my brother watched a video of some niggas in the Middle East swinging swords at their own backs, nigga, until the white meat show, and it was like. It said it was their traditional dance or some shit like that.
See, you was deep in the rabbit hole of media.
I'll never forget that
I don't
shit.
think I ever went past like page 1 or 2. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just so much. It was like just seeing the fights was just like, I was like,
Yo,
yeah. I would actually
somewhere-
judge niggas who was on World Star just sitting in class watching them.
Being somewhere and hearing a nigga scream out World Star, you should be so fucking excited.
Yes.
Like I know that shit sound crazy to niggas, but that shit used to be exciting. Like, oh shit!
Right.
Niggas just I miss the good times.
There were so many fight videos, but one of the things that you could get was some good music. So I remember during that time, a lot of great mixtapes dropped during that moment. You had Comeback Season by Drake. You had So Far Gone by Drake. You had The Warm Up by J. Cole. You had Friday Night Lights by J. Cole. You had mixtape. You had Section 80 by Kendrick Lamar. You had the mixtape About Nothing. Then you had More About Nothing. You had
the first mixtape I downloaded off of Dat Piff was Wiz Khalifa's.
You had
Paper Plane. Was it Paper Plane? Was it some planes?
Paper Planes was the joint. Was on the joint with him and Currency. I think.
Was it Cushion
Orange Juice? Yes,
Cushion
that was that one.
Juice.
There was another one before Cushion Orange Juice.
Yo, that's when I really started like finding my musical identity. I feel like what y'all was in college or whatever, but
I was in high school.
All right, so
I
high
was in
school,
college.
yeah, I was just starting to figure out like myself musically. It was hard to see all of those dudes like at the same level for like a year. Like it was like a year, and then it was over.
Big Sean had Finally Famous. Finally Famous one.
It was hard because everybody was getting co-signed at the same time.
Yeah,
you had Kanye co-signing Big Sean. You had Wayne co-signing Drake. You had Hove co-signing Cole.
Yeah,
and then you had Hove also co-signing Wale.
Yeah,
and then it was like, damn, one of these niggas is somebody got to separate.
Oh, let's not forget Big Crit.
Oh yeah,
Big Crit.
King Remembered in Time.
Fire.
Was
that was around the time I was put on.
Yeah, so there was a Dream Chasers 1. Yeah. Dream Chasers 2 really. Number 2 was great. So there was a lot of different No Ceilings, the dedication tapes. There was a lot of great music coming out during those times, and that era was pivotal because the greats that we argue about now come from that type of cloth, and they come from that time. So
you don't think about it like that, but when you like put it in them kind of terms, that would be like if you was like, that would be 2010 for Drake and Wale and Cole and all that might be like what 1993 was for Jay-Z, or maybe like 2000 for Kanye, like right when you on the cusp of being like a superstar or become, maybe that's even further for somebody like Hov, maybe like 95, 96.
I was going to say 96.
93, he was rapping on that show with the big 5-finger rings and shit like that.
Yeah, I think if you look at 95, 96, because Reasonable Doubt drops at 96. So in 93, I think you got, if I'm not mistaken, you have Illmatic drops. Yeah. And that kind of like changes the landscape of things. But you're right. I think there are certain times and eras where it's like when 2000 hit. You know what I'm saying? And you start seeing, I think, Get Rich or Die Trying drops in 2002. So in 2001, you got all these G Unit mixtapes flooding. You know what I mean? And you have D Block and Dipset, and you got all these like different artists that are kind of like bubbling. At the same time, you also have it in the South. You got Ludacris dropping back for the first time.
What were the DVD tapes that were coming out?
The Smack DVDs.
Smack DVDs, but I'm
thinking Up DVDs.
I'm thinking And One too.
And One
they
mixtape.
They had mixtapes and stuff, not just basketball, but And then I mean, going into the blog era, we also when did freshman class start? Because I think that was pivotal. That really played a part. Yeah, that really played a part in who we saw in the blog era and a lot of rappers that we even see today.
Yeah, I think when Double XL did the freshman covers, I think that was a big thing because prior to that, you know, a lot of people, this is when the Source was coming out. Yeah. Everybody wanted to be on the cover of Source, or you want to be on the cover of Essence or Jet, or you wanted to be like 5 mics in the Source. That was like the thing. But then when
what magazine was Benzino?
Benzino was the Source magazine.
Okay.
But then when Double XL
was doing the freshman class when I was in elementary school. I had a magazine with The Game and Joe Budden and all them in it. That was the freshman class in like 02 or something.
Really? I don't remember. I don't remember the first.
Let me look that.
And maybe you may be accurate. Yeah. I think for me, the first time that I really remembered the freshman class was
in the 2009.
I think it was 2009 because it was they had
Nipsey was on there.
I think that's when they started doing the freestyles. I don't think they were doing freestyles back then, but they definitely had like a freshman. I remember that's how I found out because I didn't know who made Pump It Up, and then I saw it in a magazine at my cousin's house.
Okay, it says here's every Double XL freshman cover since 2007.
So yeah, it's further back than even that. They just chose 2007, I guess.
No, it says the freshman franchise, which launched in 2007.
Yeah,
I'm looking at a picture of the freshman class of 2004. That's crazy. With Kanye, The Game, Young Jeezy, Lloyd Banks, Young Buck, Cassidy, and Jaquan. Jaquan, Jesus Christ.
This is literally on Double XL's website.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Or maybe they didn't have
maybe they don't have archives that go back that far.
I guess.
Which would be stupid if you're listening out there. That doesn't make sense.
Oh, yeah. Here go J. Cole,
that
Nipsey,
would be 2010.
Wale. Wiz Khalifa.
I remember they put Diggy on there. They put Diggy on there that next year. I wanted Diggy to work.
I remember Diggy. Diggy was all right.
Diggy could rap, man.
Diggy could rap.
Assassinated J. Cole. He ain't never respond. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, was there beef right there?
I'm not about to.
You remember? Cleaned his ass up.
Diggy did?
I forgot what J. Cole said that pissed Diggy off. Diggy got on that ass quick. You know what I'm talking about. Lot to it.
I'm not about to.
Then Cole was like, I'm not going to reply to Rev Run, son. Yeah, I know, nigga.
I'm not about to even give you credence to that.
Nah, shout out to Cole. Shout out to the Dollar and the Dream Show. That was not the first album, the second album. Born Center, maybe?
Born Center.
Born Center is when he did the Dollar and the Dream Tour. That shit was lit. I went strictly because I didn't believe.
Oh, Asher Roth. Y'all remember Asher Roth?
Yeah, I remember Asher Roth. Mm-hmm. Asher Roth was all right.
I interviewed him a few years ago. He was all right, yeah.
For real?
He's out in Philly with like some type of sunflower farm ordeal.
As he should be. But that shit was cool. And the double XL freestyles was hard for like, I don't know, maybe like 6 years. By the time we got to 2016, I feel like it was kind of raps because the artists that you brought up there weren't going to freestyle.
Mickey Fax.
Excuse me. Terrible. I remember him.
But still.
I see him on Twitter all the time talking.
I mean, I remember bumping that in the, because what group was he in?
I don't remember the group. I just know I see
But he was in a group, right? It was Mickey Fax and somebody else.
I don't remember, but.
Make a hit record.
Yeah. Anyway, I think the reason why I brought it up, not only because it celebrated the 15-year anniversary, but because some of those artists are really good and they're still being active. Like Wale just dropped an album today called Everything Is a Lie, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so, and he just got a Nike boot
he got an
collaboration with the finally with ACG.
That's some
so
PC ass shit. So
yeah, that really is.
Yeah, so
I ain't had a Nike boot in so long.
Yo, me neither. So shout out to for Lauren on that. I like the album's pretty good so far. I gotta go listen to it again in the car, but go check out Everything Is a Lie if you go.
Who told you to listen to that album?
Desi did tell me to go listen to that album. Okay, I did see Wale. We just saw Wale at one music fest. He shut it down and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was a good show.
So yeah, but I wanted to talk through. Well, Des, you actually wanted to talk through this. So why don't you bring it up? Let you swing it.
Yeah, I want to talk through this whole AI thing. Like, there's a few artists. I don't know their names, but there is a R&B artist and there is a country artist right now that are actually on the charts, but they are AI artists. So a lot of people, obviously, there's an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, where they're getting these vocals from or the inspiration from. Like, even, what's her name? Why am I drawing a blank? She was on Love and Hip Hop. Why am I drawing a blank on her name?
The Puerto Rican princess?
No.
Right.
She does country music now.
Oh, K. Michelle.
K. Michelle was online and was basically saying that she was going to sue to a certain extent because it sounds like this AI person sounds like her. So they feel like it's some inspiration. Yeah, so that's where it kind of get a little tricky.
Oh God,
and then I think what's his name? JD came on and said like, yo, Milli Vanilli back in the day when they were lip singing, we had a problem. We snatched their Grammys away, and now we have AI who isn't even a real person out here making music. Like, is it not the same when it's basically faking the funk?
No, it ain't the same.
You got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not the same. Milli Vanilli was lying to people. That was what the issue was.
Yeah.
If they initially would have come out and been like, yeah,
they were lying and they really could not sing.
Yeah, they couldn't sing at all. It wasn't that they were. It wasn't the fact that they were like lip syncing. Because what's the white girl that went on SNL and her shit started skipping on her? Avril Lavigne. One of those white.
She good though.
One of those early 2000s white girls went on SNL and was trying to like sing her song, and then her shit started skipping in the middle of it.
Yo, that's
and
the
it
worst.
Exposed that she was lip singing, and her career didn't really ever recover. Like that's. But no, I mean, her career never really was affected. It just was an embarrassing moment.
Yeah.
Them niggas got exposed for not being able to sing and being the front for some other shit. Hey, everybody know AI not real. So it's not like the same.
I mean, so
thing.
where's the music in this case? Like, obviously, as music heads, we appreciate like authenticity. We want the music to be real. But off camera, before we even started, we talked about like the essence of music, and in certain years and generations. And then we just talked about blog eras and these rappers who've like really did something for us and we've got to see them grow over the time. An AI artist, I don't feel like we'll be able to see, like, you know what I'm saying? What I think with artists, real artists, you can actually touch them. Not, you know, you can actually feel them, understand them. They know that they have real life experiences that you can relate to. An AI artist, where we going with that?
I think we have to remember that there are real people behind these AR artists. Okay, so I literally was talking to Tasha about this last night before I even saw your text about the us doing this as a topic. Des, I think that like Timbaland is a super producer, very creative, right? If Timbaland decided that he wanted to create an AI and he feeds them the beats, he feeds them the words, he feeds them all that, and all the artificial intelligence decides to craft
that just
it,
don't
you know
set right with me.
I'm not saying it sets right, but this is what I am saying is that there's still human beings behind artificial intelligence. It's not like the AI just coming up with this stuff on its own. You have to feed AI something to work with.
That is true.
So I think it's just like the lady, I think, who either is signed to Timbaland.
Yeah, the black girl.
You know what I mean? She's a creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's the one who's creating it, and all she's doing is running
she's a songwriter.
She's a songwriter. She's just using a program to create everything else.
So help me, because I was confused about that and that whole Timberland thing, because I saw a face of a person, like a real person, and I was like, okay, so is this girl AI or is this was
a
real
PR
woman. Stunt?
There's a real woman.
Is the girl the one that signed to Timbaland? The girl we talking about, I'm not sure.
I think the artist, I think the AI generated artist is the one that's signed, but the person who's creating the AI is the girl.
So they not, because I know what you're talking about.
Because you can't pay
I can't remember if these are two separate AI things, because I think that girl, I'm gonna look for your name. I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
Well, I see the AI artist name under T.
What's her name? Is
under
you see a picture of her?
It's an Asian girl.
All right, so that's not who we talking about.
No, so this is an Asian. No, but I know there's a black girl. I know that there's a black girl.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't want to confuse, because I feel like the one that X is talking about, 100%. She's like putting in her shit and creating songs based around.
That's
like,
Zanaya. Her name is Zanaya. That one,
name.
she was actually on like the Shade Room.
Exactly. I've seen her talk about it.
Yeah.
The shit Timbaland doing, I think, is completely computer generated.
It is. It says right here, he launched it through his company, and they had a song called Glitch and Pulse. The artist name is Taka Talk To Me. It's presented as a new generation of music, part of genre called A-pop, which is artificial pop.
So Timbaland is trying to get into that Korean money with the music. Cool. Like that's what he's on.
Yeah.
And he getting killed for it, as he should, I guess. But it's probably not gonna real deal affect us. Maybe not even like y'all kids' generation, but maybe the generation afterwards won't mind computer generated music.
It says here Timbaland has started that as a goal, not to replace human artists, but to enhance creativity, that he will continue to collaborate with human musicians.
And this is what I think, right? I have a couple thoughts. One, I think we should have a separate chart for AI music.
Period. I agree with that.
I think let's create a chart for AI music for people to be able to get charted or whatever like that. I don't think we should put them on the same chart as Billboard and human.
Because I think that's where the issue is.
Because I think we can recognize it. I think also too, music is so subjective. All right, if we created AI music and it was trash, no one would care.
Yeah.
Okay, but the fact that some of these AI music slaps.
Have you actually heard it? I've actually I
haven't heard it, but Tasha's brother and her have been playing with AI music.
Oh.
And Taj, she can write. She giving her brother this, her brother putting it into the system, came back with some bops. I'm like, this could work. Like, trust me, look, I can write. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a singer, but if I could have somebody sing something like in that joint go, why not? Use technology for your advancement. But here's the thing. I don't think what we can do is try to compare it or try to make it similar to human type of things, because And we have the same argument all the time when it comes to different things. It don't just got to be about music. We have this argument about radio, about podcasts, about people who are trained and they spend time and they put in effort to do things, and then people who just get it stuff easy because of whatever.
Yeah.
You can't compare. And I think I saw Kaylani mentioning something like this because she had a problem with AI artists and stuff like that. You can't sit there and compare somebody who knows how to play the trombone and they studied how to play the trombone, and they're in there using their vocals and their diaphragms to make sure that they're projecting to computerized form. Even like when you're producing beats, right? A real live trumpet does not sound the same like the Pro Tools trumpet, or the Beat Pack. It's not the same. So I think that there should be a separation. I'm not knocking the hustle, but I do think there should be a separation because there are a lot of people who put their time, their energy, their love, their blood, their sweat, their tears into trying to make music pop or whatever like that. And some of it's good and they don't get the looks because of whether it's politics or branding or not having the opportunity of somebody just saying yes.
But let's talk. What about when these? Because I'm reading this and it's saying one of the artists actually got signed to a label with a multi-million-dollar deal, and they've even gotten radio play. So now I'm thinking, when you get to that extent and you get radio play, for the person who consumes music, at some point we want to see some performing. We want to see concerts. We want to see whatever. They're not going to get that out of these people unless it's a hologram or whatever.
Or it's like on Prime or something like that. But also, that's a good point.
You
got to blame the consumer, though. The consumer has to take some responsibility. Because if the consumer wasn't sitting there running up these streams, if they wasn't out there liking the music,
they can't tell the difference if it's a real or a fake person.
But if they're enjoying it, the consumer is the problem. And you blame radio, you blame these playlists, you blame whatever you want because they have a system for them to be able to meet metrics. So if the consumers are running up TikTok and running up these songs or whatever like that, then the radio personnel, the program director is going to be like, hey, let's put this song on the radio because it's going up and that's going to bring more people to our station.
What if you didn't know it was AI first? That's what I'm saying.
But okay, if you don't know it's AI and you feeling it, again,
so you can't necessarily blame me.
I can't blame you. I thought it was a real
but I thought it was a real person.
But you liked it. Even if it was you liked the music. The music is slapping.
I don't like the word you blaming me for
you gotta take
bringing
okay.
But I'm just saying,
humans.
I didn't. Let's say I haven't heard any of these AI songs. I'm not going to Spotify and listening to them.
Fact, yeah.
I'm just not doing that. But let's say I did hear it on TikTok and be like, oh, this is catchy, and then you're running it up, and then you see it's on a trend, and you're seeing it's on a song, and you're putting it in your videos, and at this point you don't know that it's AI.
But why?
And then you find out.
Why you mad?
I'm not mad at it.
But here's it. You done went through the whole journey, and you finally found out that dang, this wasn't made by a human.
Then I ain't listening no more.
But why though? Why are you?
But I'm saying you relate to humans. That's
after that, be like, oh, this ain't.
Like if you find out that the most introspective record that you enjoy from an artist was computer generated, it does take something away from that. I can't pretend it doesn't matter how the song was created or why it was created. It definitely matters.
No, and there are artists on here who are Christian singers, country singers. Country singers always got something to say. They from the heart.
Probably a deeper topic on the Christian AI music.
Yeah,
they know how to give it to you.
There's a few on here that have that is like Christian contemporary or gospel.
And
how does that make you feel?
That's are you trying to?
Yeah.
You trying to take it there?
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
How do I feel as a Christian?
Here's one named Justin Juno Sky, a contemporary Christian AI powered artist.
He was made to sell Bibles, X.
His song.
I think it's. I hear the argument you're trying to make, right? That especially when it comes to let's say Christianity or religion, how can a artificial being create a song when they have no reference to the spirituality.
I like
right?
that. That's what you got.
You know
from
what I'm saying?
That's not where I was going, but I like that. That's what you got from it.
That's what I thought. Well, what
I was
else is
really saying like, yo, isn't it odd that they know how to market and sell Jesus to people that love Jesus?
Hey, yo, I just seen something on the news that they're about to have. I just seen something on the news that they're about to have an app, or there is an app already that plays as Jesus. That AI is that you can go to it for some type of spiritual way.
I mean, people been
whatever.
using ChatGPT like
I mean,
that.
I went to ChatGPT.
Yo, tell me my purpose and help me.
No, I ain't done that. I've been
like,
like, yo, I'm feeling this way. Throw a scripture at me, but then if I just need it for a little idea, and then I'm picking up my Bible and I'm reading more depth into it. So that's what I'll use ChatGPT for.
Sidebar.
But like, there is an app that is played as like Jesus.
Yeah. Sidebar. ChatGPT be wrong.
I know it do.
A lot. I be watching shit that I've already seen, asking questions, trying to remember shit. I'll just rewatch Game of Thrones. Do that sometimes. But I rewatch Game of Thrones and I'm just asking questions. And this shit was getting shit wrong. And I'm like correcting it. And I'm like, yo, were you wrong? Yeah, actually, I'm not 100% foolproof. I don't know why people think. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, no, ChatGPT is wrong.
This shit is wrong. I probably corrected my shit probably like 15, 20 times in the last
I have to.
2 weeks. This shit is a lot. But I was just saying, like, isn't it interesting that the people know how to take advantage of like really religious people? It's not that hard to come up with a way to sell them a product that might like. What's the best way to say it? It's not hard to come up with a way to sell overly religious people on certain things, and I feel like people been eating off that for like hundreds of years.
Of course.
So like, it is interesting to see like, okay, let's make an AI Christian artist when the entire crux of Christian music is like what you feel or some shit like that, or like, correct me if I'm wrong.
It's called Jesus AI.
Yeah, like
and people are using AI to talk to Jesus.
But there's a middle-aged mom of 5 in Wisconsin that's gonna download that,
and she probably is. I mean, a lot of people did start to use ChatGPT to help them with like therapy, and like they're like, oh, why do I need a therapist when I can just talk to ChatGPT? And they talk them through certain things or whatever. And so there's even been things that's like, stop relying on ChatGPT as a therapist.
And I do believe that we as humans have a spirit and we have a soul, and there are certain things that are very intangible that you can't get and just conjure up, right? So like, for instance, those people using, if there's a Christian artist who is on, who is an AI, like what source are they coming up with to make you feel this thing? But if you are a surface level Christian, you know what I'm saying, and you're just I'm being honest. I'm not trying to. I'm saying, like, if you a surface level Christian and you just going off of surface level things like, oh, love God, love people, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying, and you
don't
and that's
kill.
making you feel something inside. Then I'm like, But I think there are those who really get divine revelation, who tap into the Holy Spirit, and they create music based on that time that's spent from there. I don't think you can compare that to whatever AI. Hey,
I just watched a documentary on Mahalia Jackson. Mahalia.
Yeah, Mahalia Jackson is
a gospel singer,
greatest gospel singers ever. Who was the one who told Martin Luther King to tell him about the dream. She used to come out and
but
sing,
watching that and seeing the. You know what I'm saying?
She
was feeling when she was singing. Yeah. She was feeling the spirit. She was feeling, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, comparing that to a Christian AI artist.
I am a person that believes that people can do that.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I believe people can fake all of that. I'm one of those people that believes that.
I think you can get the Holy Spirit though when you in your purpose, and if singing is your purpose and you singing for God. Yeah, I feel like you can feel that.
That's also another.
I don't think that's what you're saying, though.
What?
I don't think that's what you're saying.
What you mean?
I don't think you're trying to say that there are no people who aren't tapped into.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that there's
thinks that there are people who
fake.
Yeah, because it's not hard to do. Like, all right, perfect. I was thinking about this because I was talking. I'm not talking, but I was looking at my baby cousin the other day. Shout out to you, little man. When I was like 7, 8 years old, and I used to have to go to church with my granddad or whatever because he was a deacon, and I would have to go into the actual church and wait after Sunday school. Sometimes they pass the, who gonna say the prayer? And then they give you the mic. And now, all I'm like, you a kid, my point of reference is my granddad that I've seen pray before. So I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do all the hysterics. I'm gonna do all of the
and like I did. Kids. I've seen the kids.
Yeah, like it's not hard. Like you see any kid that's in church like try to like do that. Like, and then they come to you afterwards like he might be a preacher when he gets older. Mm-hmm. Like they start talking like that. Well, I'm just like, yo, I just pretended to be my granddad for a few
there's that
minutes.
famous Oprah clip or whatever. It was back in the day in the 90s. I don't know if it was Oprah or Maury or one of those shows. And there was a little boy who was up in there preaching. Like he was Bible
just
open.
acting like somebody you saw.
And then the audience was like, well, what did you just say, young man? And he couldn't say it in regular words. He was just going off of what he knew and I think what he heard from his parents.
And that's why I said, right, those who are actually tapped into the spirit can discern whether or not something is authentic and something is fake. But those that are not will just go off of whatever the surface level thing is that is presented to themselves. So going back to this AI thing, if we have artists who are AI generated, right? Yeah. You can have a song that you like and you enjoy and it sounds good, right? But the feeling and the essence of it is clearly missing. Right. That's why I said you can have like, there's no way you about to sit there and try to convince me that we gonna find a gospel AI artist that's gonna sound and feel like Mahalia, or sound like CeCe Winans, or let's go back into like R&B or hip hop. You're not about to sit there and try to tell me.
I think they can literally do that. I think they can make somebody that sounds just like Mahalia.
I'm not saying they can't make them sound like
the feel.
Yeah, it's not gonna give you that
what makes us human is the way that we feel.
If
things,
you knew that though, like Des was just saying, if you don't know it's an AI artist and you just listening to it, you're gonna have those feelings. Now, when you find out that this is a computer generated thing, it's gonna take away from the song.
Oh my God, y'all! It says premium users can also converse with Satan.
See what I'm saying?
I'm sure.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You gotta pay to talk to the devil.
But no, like, so I'm not trying. I get what you're saying though. Is that like, I feel like it's the same way we feel about people who have ghostwriters, right? Ghostwriting been around for a long time.
But that's ghostwriting from a human, from another person who has had an experience.
Agreed, right? Ghostwriting is something that's frowned. Once we find out that you have a ghostwriter, you get an asterisk by.
But at this point, everybody got
the same way that people cheat. If you go on steroids and you know what I mean, you get an asterisk for hitting them balls out the park. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't do it naturally.
Yeah,
Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame.
There's something that is about us that we feel like you got. I'm just a believer that I feel like there's no AI artist, rapper, singer, whatever that you gonna make me feel like, man, I relate to you. I can understand you. I'm not saying, and the point of artificial intelligence is to learn, to adapt, to be able to learn the human experience and get as close to it as possible. But you may like, I'm not saying we're not going to like songs. I'm just saying you're not about to sit there and compare, Resentment by Beyonce to whatever it is that this AI going to generate and tell me that you feel the exact same way you feel when you listen and hear Beyonce cry out her heart on Resentment. Like we not about that.
I think I just have no desire to listen to an AI artist. I think also in this time of AI really coming into the world, even when we see it on social media, I try to like really look at it to be like, that's AI. It's starting to get so good now that it doesn't look like AI.
I agree with that.
And so I think me personally, I want to be able to train my ear to be like, that's AI versus that's a real person. So I don't want to necessarily like sit in, well, maybe I should listen to it so I can really tell the difference. But I don't know if it's the right way, but it's like desensitizing us to what's fake. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point you can say, oh, this is fake and this is real. And now it's starting to get so good that you don't even know.
Yeah. And I agree with that. And I think that becomes problematic. Like when it comes to how do you distinguish between what's authentic and what's not?
I mean, honestly, even in media in general, it's hard for me to take things in because I don't know if it's real or it's fake.
But I think the job of good journalists, right? That's why we say we not just three niggas with a mic, right? Mm-hmm. Is that you got to do your research and you got to dig past what you're seeing, because there's so much misinformation being thrown at us. There's so much things that are sometimes, you can see like, yo, that's not a real woman.
If you see like a third, a fourth, or fifth finger,
right, or
if you see six fingers,
a hand
coming out the shoulder.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I can tell, but there's also some things like we can't be so clickbaity that the first thing we see or the first thing we hear, we're just like take it for truth. Like we have to investigate, we have to question, we have to sit there and say, all right, use the Socratic method. Like there's certain, we gotta stick to the basics. But all I'm saying is, I'm not saying like if there was an AI song that was a bop, like we can recognize it, it's a bop.
I can recognize it, but don't mean I'm gonna listen to it for real.
Let it have its own chart. You want to throw it in the mix at a party? You know what I'm saying? Cool, but at least let it be known like this is a AI artist. This is not a real human being. And if they can have its own section for their own charts, they can have an AI hip hop chart, an AI R&B chart, AI pop chart. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them artists get their own awards, because sure, you might have to watch Amazon Prime and have a concert with this AI artist, and you watching just like we watched the pop up. That's where you're gonna get that performance base. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they put up a good show. Like, man, you see the pyrotechnics and all that. You feel me? It's just like
I would not be
effects.
surprised if there will be a group of people that start trying to protest that, oh, we can't do that because it's discrimination and it's da-da-da. I would not be surprised if there's people that will pop out and do that.
Make the Grammys create an AI Grammy. The AI Awards.
And who the hell gonna get it? The person that's behind the machine?
The person just like if
this is a crazy world. We even driving around with cars that don't even got no people in it. It's wild.
Look, all I'm saying is if you have inventors, right? Inventors invent things that everybody use. You get awards for your inventions. You know what I'm saying? You, the creator, we are all creators. You, the creator, create a product. People enjoy the product. You get recognized for said product.
I get it. I mean,
but I'm not going to create a product and say this is real.
Facts.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
AI is bad.
No, that was the clip. No, you know what I'm saying? It's not bad if you use it responsibly.
AI is good sometimes. Voices in the streets.
But we can't trust the world to use it for good all the time.
Exactly. Because you can't trust humans.
Which is why now
you can't trust humans to be good.
Yeah, which is why now some of AI things they say don't rely on us for.
What?
I'm sorry.
What? Was that an
He was sitting on there. He was so ready. He was like, you get on my fucking nerves.
What is that? Why?
Nigga talking proverbs, man. You right, man. Humans are bad, man. You right.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm with you.
Anyway, there was something that also came out that ChatGPT can no longer, like it says, don't come to us for health things, legal things and whatnot, because people were going and actually searching to them for, as a doctor or as a lawyer, or I think even I just saw something where a lawyer actually put something together that was based off and tried to reference a case that wasn't even real because it used ChatGPT. Like,
again, human error.
I worry about the kids. I just,
You shouldn't. It's the same as when Google came out and everybody.
No way. No, dog. This is so different than Google. Back in the day, in order for us to look into something, we had to rely on Quizlet. You know what I'm saying? To see if there was
I was using Quizlet all the way through college.
Because a real person had actually put the test out there and put their own flashcards up there, and then you were able to go through that class and that test and was able to see.
I'm talking about
ChatGPT is not Quizlet. It is just you putting it in there and it giving you the answers. You still not doing I still at least had to take what I saw on Quizlet and put it on my own flashcards.
Hell no, I was using Quizlet to get straight answers. I guess we talking
about
that
too.
But I'm talking about I remember being in elementary school and when computers became super normal. Like my grandma and my granddad and them being like, "Oh, go to the library. Oh, you're not gonna learn shit like that." Or when
and you had money if you had a computer in your house.
No, I'm saying when we would use the computers, I would be like, "Yo, I have to go use a computer." They would be like, "Well, we got a dictionary here. Or we got what's the thesaurus here?" That's what they wanted you to. Yeah, they wanted you to use shit like that instead
doing a
of
research paper off an encyclopedia.
No, you don't.
Yes,
that's nostalgia. No, you don't. That shit don't even make sense. No, you don't.
Don't lie.
I like when cars didn't. I like when we didn't have cars.
Nah, bro.
We was in shape when we didn't have cars.
There was nothing exciting about going to an encyclopedia trying to find what it was that you needed to find or whatever.
Or
there was no good.
was.
No, it wasn't.
I enjoy. Look,
All right.
I enjoy the library. I still take Sage to this day to the library. I still get physical books from the library. I'm not one who had a Kindle. Kindle, is that what it's called? I don't like those. I like a physical book. I just was telling my friend that I want to start putting pen to paper. And actually, there is a plethora of people that I've been seeing on threads that are like, I am over this digital part, that they're like, I'm about to start writing stuff. I want a CD player. They want to get DVD players back. Like they want to kind of get back to an analog space. I even saw a news segment that people are now making they're no longer having smart homes. They want their houses to be dumb homes because there are things about smart houses that be fucking up. And so it's just getting all the buttons and all the trinkets and all these things that it does is just too much, that they just want to be in their house and pop a light on and pop a light off instead of all of this other extra shit, because the shit be going wrong.
I feel like you could do that.
So people are, there is a sense of like reverting that is happening with an older I guess the millennials, because we are missing. I mean, look, the fashion is coming back from back in the day. Like all of the stuff is starting to come back, and we are a little bit fatigue, a little digital fatigue. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a lot of screens in our face all the fucking time. So people are trying to find little things that they can change because our phones aren't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So they're trying to find little things that kind of take away all of this digitalness that we have in the world.
I feel like it's like when the baddies start like pulling the Polaroids out again.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, you're so different. Look at that Polaroid.
Look at me, shake my Polaroid.
Like, okay, I get it, but like, nigga, stop. Like, you don't want to look. You don't. When niggas had, you know what people were doing when they had Polaroids and that was the standard. They were trying to figure out how to make shit digital so they didn't have to wait. Because that shit doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to want to go back to the past. I get why people do that, and I know why nostalgia wins. When I was in high school, I remember when y'all probably didn't even deal with this, but I hope this shit never comes back. Like I would be heartbroken if I found out my kids were keeping hot Cheeto bags and putting them on the walls and shit like that. Yeah,
what you mean?
You know, oh yeah, see, this is an era.
No, there were girls that were making purses and stuff out of Cheeto bags. Is that what you're saying?
There were people doing that, but there were also people that would put their bags and shit all over their walls. So it was like some kind of
art.
Yeah, it was like art. Like it was.
I was putting Word Up magazines on my wall. I mean, that seems like
niggas ain't. You would be appalled.
6, 7. I don't know.
Yeah. Shout out to the past. Like it's like when niggas started having calculators in their pocket, and all of a sudden everybody was worried people weren't gonna be able to do math. That's what that feels like.
Yeah,
I remember that.
But
it was, don't take a calculator to school.
But
nigga, ain't nobody. Math is not strong. We're not struggling with math.
Here's the thing,
shit. Math is not my strong suit, bro.
Math ain't nobody's strong suit that don't work in math.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the point.
Well, you're okay. All right. Don't he's trying to flex. Here you go. I have a degree in
who?
Him.
What nigga?
my point. Here's my point, though.
67 times 7.
What?
What?
What'd you say?
Don't worry about it, nigga.
Hold on, I got my calculator in a minute.
My point is that I think that there's some truth to both of what you're saying. Like, I do see the benefit of maybe having some type of analog or going to pen and pad and stuff. Like for me, even going back to Christianity and stuff, the Bible, right? I read the Bible app, but it don't feel the same.
It don't feel the same at all.
I need to
highlight.
There's something about.
I need to write in my Bible.
There's something about the Lord coming from the pages that
Mm-hmm.
that do something for me personally, right? That I don't get by just reading and scrolling on my screen.
Ooh,
Even like writing, I think like there's something that happens with your memory, literally, when you write things down versus when you type something down,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there is
That's
some
real.
type of like truth to that, but with the digitalization of society, there has been, I think, a regression on certain skills that people should be able to do. So for instance, when you were able to have calculators, right, you are less likely to be able to do simple math
Long division.
that you should be able to do, right?
I need to learn again.
These kids don't know how to write in cursive
That's
anymore,
crazy to
right?
me.
And
Well,
now
no,
you might think,
I don't
like,
know how to write in cursive.
Cursive may not.
It's never. You know how many times it's come up?
So how you sign your name? Austin?
What? When I
Just
sign my
regular,
name?
like-
Oh
Or
no! I have
You
an
don't-
autograph. What are we talking about? I have an
But
autograph.
But my point is like,
But you
yes, the only time that we might need to use cursive is when we're signing our name or something. But you still gotta learn how to do that, right? Even
was a long
spelling,
2 days.
right? Because you have
Spell
autocorrect.
check. Yeah, spell check.
People don't.
And because we had text
people don't know how to accurately spell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so, definitely, the word definitely be kicking my ass.
And I feel you.
You ever misspell a word so bad that it can't fix it?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely
so humbling.
Definitely.
So
Like, damn, nigga,
sometimes technology can actually be making us more dumber.
Yeah, it does.
I agree with that.
No, I agree,
Even if it's
100%.
making us more efficient.
I wasn't arguing that humans are somehow more not like aren't dumber for technology, but the entire point of the technology was to make lives easier.
Yeah,
it's not. It is easier to figure out a math equation if you can pull out a phone or pull out a calculator and put it in versus doing the math. Yes, it was a skill. It was a very necessary skill to be able to do all of this stuff in your head or work it all out on the board. But if you have a programming that can do that, I'm not saying that you still shouldn't learn, because at any moment all this shit can fail. But I'm saying that it was, like you said, AI was built to help enhance things. Calculators, all this stuff was made to help speed things up. It shouldn't be the end all be all. The cursive thing legitimately never came up. I learned how to write in cursive, but I stopped writing, and I'm just not good at it anymore. Like it never would come up. Never would have to do it. I don't think I remember in elementary school they would tell you shit like, when you go to college you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to do that. I went to college. It wasn't like that. I didn't have to do this and do that. People were typing everything.
Yeah,
people were turning everything in on the computer. I would go to study because I needed to make sure I passed the math when I went to Benedict. So I would go to the extra credit study group at the end of every Wednesday class. And that was on the computer. Even though we would be learning how to do shit, we'd be learning how to put it into our programs and stuff like that. So I feel like it's a necessary evil. I mean, AI is helpful. It's also, if you abuse it or whatever, it can be bad. Like it's just like anything else. I don't think it's the end of the world, but I don't think that is necessarily all good, if that makes sense.
No, agree.
No, it's technology.
Y'all ready to reach another part of the internet? We're finna unlock. Y'all ready?
Go ahead.
How y'all feel when niggas be like dying for a second and they be like, yo, it was dark? No?
What do you mean?
You ain't never seen somebody that died, like that came back from dying, like they were brought back to life, and somebody will ask like, what did you see? Like what happened when you died or whatever? And they'll just be like, nothing. Did that scare y'all? Like, it's dark.
I've heard other things though. I've heard people. There's that movie of the little boy who something happened to him and then came back.
So
he said heaven is real.
Before we go, usually when people can see shit, right? When people can see shit, it is usually proved afterwards. Like, yo, this nigga was dying and hallucinating. Like he was about to die and hallucinated, and then they saved him. Not usually all the way flatline dead. Like that's what I was thinking about this shit the other day, because me and my homeboys was talking, because we was talking about religion, and I was like, nigga, everybody can't be right. Like it's so many different religions.
Right.
Everybody can't be right, nigga. Like everybody believes different things, even though everything got core values. Everybody can't be right. Somebody got to be wrong. And then he brought up the fact, he sent me a video of this dude talking about dying because he got electrocuted, and he ended up getting brought back to life. And he was like a super religious person, and he like basically became an atheist after he was brought back to life, which is like the exact opposite thing I think would happen. Like if you die and somebody bring you back to life,
I would think God.
Yeah, I would think you would become even more religious. But this nigga came back and was like, what the fuck? I haven't been I think his rationale, his thought process was, yo, I think he was Catholic. So I don't know exactly what Catholicism, I'm pretty sure they basically have the same values.
Catholicism is Christianity.
Okay, cool. So he was like, yo, I live my life by these values, and I go to confession, and I do all this shit. And at the end of the day, none of that had anything to do with what happened after I died. Like when I died, it was just dark. And then I came back, and it was like no time had passed. He was like, it felt like.
How long did he die for?
He probably was dead for like 10 minutes, but he said it didn't feel like he had died at all. He said he closed his eyes, it was dark, and then he opened his eyes. It was like he was asleep. But he was like, it was completely.
I feel like there's levels to get in. That's why I say how long. You know what I'm saying? Like
10 minutes is a long time for your brain and your heart to not be functioning. If you go without oxygen.
To get up there? Or to get down
I
there?
don't know, but I'm saying like.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I've always heard
do you teleport automatically?
That's why I'm asking.
God was like, nah.
When you hear stories,
you
from
might have
people,
still just been chilling for a little bit.
and I thought that was kind of like, damn, kind of cheating, because it's like, all right, so you saying if this nigga say, oh, I died and it was just dark, then we take this nigga for his word. But if this nigga say, I died and I saw rainbows and unicorns, then this nigga having an aneurysm. But so how? Like I was like, you know what? That doesn't seem fair, but it also could be true. So like, do that shit scare you when you hear people that have actually their heart has stopped and they have been brought back to life, and then they are told they come back and they say, "Yo, it was dark."
I never even looked at it that way because when I think about like when I think about death and like where do people go, obviously we really don't really know.
Can't know.
You know what I'm saying? Because that person don't come back. I mean, this person was for 10 minutes.
Yeah, he was gone for 10 minutes.
I feel like it wasn't long enough to even.
You don't think that?
Make your,
what y'all think it's like a waiting room?
You couldn't even get to heaven that far.
Yo, I don't know about it. Like
that's my logic there. So that I don't even try to think
always
about
thought that you die and you end up at like the pearly gates. Like you just like, y'all, no, it's gonna take a second. I got traffic.
Might.
It's billions of people.
I gotta transfer through different
I gotta
portals.
change my
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
I gotta be stripped of, worldly things and
it's people that think when you
and
die you get. I forget the religion that thinks that like you die and you get
come
virgins.
Back.
No,
Oh.
you die and you get. See, that one scares me. I'm scared of
you
that.
die and you get virgins.
Who's the
What?
Some of the people I don't want to say terrorists, but there are people
10 minutes.
There are people that believe that the die and you get 60 virgins. I forget who that is, what group of people that is.
When you said terrorists, were you trying to refer to the Arabs?
No. I was thinking about actual terrorists that commit like suicide and stuff like that. The people that like are suicide bombers and shit like that, they usually believe that they're getting something in the afterlife for what they done.
I don't know much.
When you scream that,
I think they're a sect of Islam.
okay, cool. That's what I'm talking about. Like I'm talking about the people not Arabs or whatever that just practice being Muslim and stuff like that. I'm talking about there's a subsect that believe.
What a way to describe them though, Austin.
What? They're literal terrorists. I'm talking about the people that scream Allahu Akbar and blow some shit up. Yeah.
I just don't want you to generalize them like that again.
I'm not trying to. I'm literally talking about this. I'm talking about a specific group of people that believe that when they die, they get 50 or 60 versions, which doesn't sound like heaven, but that's
Why do people want that?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't sound like heaven. Why would I want which is weird. Like if you really peel that
I mean,
back,
there are men out here who really want that. I don't
weird.
Understand.
Not a normal person.
But why does this? What is the part that scares you? Like when they pass away,
niggas
and they come
died
back?
and
but
they
the ones
come
that come back.
Yeah, if you come back
else.
and you tell me it wasn't nothing over there, that shit get me like, oh.
No. I mean, no. I'm saying that they do say that you could come back as something else or someone else.
Oh, that. Yeah. When I was in like middle school, I had like my first anxiety attack when somebody explained what reincarnation was to me, because then I started thinking, I could come back as a fly and have to be eaten, or I could come back as a gazelle nigga in Africa. I don't want to be like, I sit and look at shit all day. Like I'm saying, I'm desensitized. I done seen all kind of shit get eaten from the back and eating nuts first and shit.
It's the way of life.
What? I'm talking about in the jungle, nigga. That shit is scary. You don't want to be a gazelle in Africa.
It's the way of life. You better toughen up and get to running.
I don't want to be a lion in Africa.
You better get to
fight
running.
other lions.
Better get to running. You better be the Lion King up in there.
Reincarnation is by far the scariest of all the religions. You do not want to come back as a fucking bug or something that a grasshopper eats, nigga. You don't want to be none of that.
Reincarnation isn't a religion. It's a
thought.
idea.
Oh yeah,
but
all that shit is scary. Don't think about that shit.
I think here's my thought process.
Divinity, give it to us.
I think one, how can we, if you are dead, that means you're cut off from your brain.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you have memory if you're cut off?
So there's no thought. Okay.
So that's one part.
Oh, the logic.
That's one part
logic
of like
Jesus.
Dark. If it's dark, it's like you went to sleep and you woke up. Sometimes you don't have dreams and it's dark, right? Now you woke back up. So that's one.
So you all right? So wait, officially you say okay, maybe it's just that you don't remember.
You don't have any memories to remember.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't remember some dreams.
So
that's a good point.
How would you be able to say what you remember and what you don't?
That's a good ass point, X.
Number 2.
Yeah. I should have said
the point to me, the point of Christianity isn't the afterlife. So you basing I'm only speaking on Christianity because that's where
that's what we know.
That's what we know, and that's what I'm also trained in. Okay,
here you go.
Let me flex again.
I'm no flex. I'm saying we talked. Didn't we just have a conversation on our show about should people who are not trained in things be able to sit there and say
Speak on it.
You know what I'm saying?
Speak on it, brother. Speak on it. Go ahead.
In Christianity, for me, in which the way that I practice is not just about the afterlife, or the whole crux of me sitting there believing in Jesus of Nazareth is not so I can get to heaven. For some, it is. If for you, the basis of why you're living your life is to get to heaven, right? And then you die, and then you don't know how long it's going to take you. Do you go through some portals? Do you automatically get there? You know what I'm saying? Then it's like all this stuff that I'm living now is for this thing over here. And if I don't know if I get there, then this thing over here must not be true. You know what I'm saying? I think that's based on what your, I'm not even going to say your theology. Sure, your theology, which is your view of God, or what your perspective on religion and Christianity is, or whatever your religious practice is. For me, I live my life for the now and how I'm supposed to live my life. And if I get there, when we get there, because we won't know because I don't know of anybody who's went to heaven and came back and was like, yo.
Well, I'm sure some of these niggas that said they
some people may say, you know what I'm saying? Some people may say, but I've also seen real things and even heard of stories of real things that have occurred that will make me believe that the stuff is real.
Same.
So when you've had people healed from different diseases, from natural things, when you've had near-death experiences, when you felt like the hand of God has protected you from certain things where you should have, you know, though I don't believe in coincidences, you know, when I don't know something about another individual and all of a sudden I can just start telling you about yourself, you know what I'm saying? And it's accurate. You're not going to be able to convince me that this thing that I read in this text or this God that I believe in is not real. So regardless of whether I get to some pearly gates, are the gates pearly at all? You know what I'm saying? Are the streets paved with gold? You know what I'm saying? Is he premiering a mention? Regardless, because that's the
visual is nice.
Right, sure it is, but I don't know because I ain't been there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But from the stuff that I have been here in this earthly realm and this earthly experience has led me enough to believe that the stuff in here is real. The testimonies of those that have been said or that have walked or have lived are real enough for me.
See, that's a slippery slope though, because that's how you end up like following like a cult leader or something. Like that line of thinking, I feel like leads exactly to the people. Maybe not that line of thinking, but it still really
what experience.
Like, yeah, niggas like Jim Jones told people that he had been to heaven, and that was why they were like.
And they chose to believe him, right?
There are some people that take it to the
extreme. I'm not saying they should have, but all I'm saying is that for me, I'm going off of what I read and believe to be true, and also what I have experienced to confirm that which I believe to be true.
So wouldn't that be you hoping for what you want? My fault. Isn't that the same as hoping for an outcome and then looking for that outcome and then taking what you get? I mean, taking what you want from something? Because
faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So I mean, if you wanna go there,
hey, bro, this nigga get on my fucking nerves.
Okay,
I'm just
be
bro,
mad.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen.
Human nature is to be hopeful, like to want things to happen. If you believe in something already, you want it to be validated. Sure. So when you meet Jim Jones and he's standing out and he peddling his shit and he's telling people that he's met God and he knows God personally, and all you got to do is come with him on his island where he get to fuck all the little girls and shit like that. They always. I
know. I've watched I've
watched
all the cult movies.
Almost always, it's just a nigga that want to fuck little girls. Almost always, the dude that just so happened to talk to Jesus needs your daughter to sleep in his bed. He needs it.
I've watched them all.
So it's easy. I just feel like it kind of leads you to be more susceptible to that, even though you have to be like being pessimistic doesn't help people, I guess. But just blindly kind of believing things doesn't help either. But at the same time, you talking about evidence, things that are evident to you personally.
Yeah, I'm not arguing for blind following. anything. I say a faith that is not tested is not a faith at all. All right. So
that's a good point.
So if you have not tested, just same as a marriage, if your marriage ain't been tested, if your career, if you haven't been tested or proven in some type of firestorm or whatever like that, then you can't accurately say that you actually believe this or not. That's my take personally. So based on the experiences I have had, based on the experiences I've heard from other people, based on what I have read and based on the evidence that I have come up with, I have chosen to believe in this particular thing. And I have seen evidence of things that have occurred in my life to justify why I still believe in these things. New things keep happening to me to make me believe that this thing that I said I believe in is actually true. I can't say that for everybody else. I think that what we can't argue is one's experience. So if one was to die or was dying and they were hallucinating and they saw some things, whatever like that, I don't know what brought those hallucinations to occur. I can't even accurately say that they were hallucinations in the first place. But I can't argue with your experience. If you get shot, like let's take 50 Cent, you get shot 9 times and you're still alive, right? There's no way that you can convince me that that was just coincidence, that I'm still alive. You know, that God's hand did not somehow intervene for your life. You're not about to sit there and convince me that. You're not about to sit there and say when there was people who are accounts of people who were raised from the dead, who came back to life. There are accounts past Jesus's moment. There are new accounts of people who were raised from the dead. You're not about to sit there and convince me that, oh, this is a lie. And
it's hard to not say somebody blessed that survives getting shot like a bunch of times, but at the same time, people survive getting shot a lot. Like a lot. Like people get shot 12 times and survive in wars and shit like that.
Understood, but what I'm saying is that the rationale, there's some people who will rationalize that and say, oh, they just got lucky. I'm not one that's rationalizing that. That's luck. I'm not you know what I'm saying? And the same as when bad things occur, I'm not just sitting there saying that that's the devil. Because sometimes it's the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what? Irv Gotti said 50 to survive because of the devil. I know you seen that.
I mean, and that
he said he didn't think it was an act of God. He thought it was the devil, right? And bringing somebody to be a disruptor to the planet.
And I mean, if that's but Irv Gotti is also biased, and if that's the way that he feels, and that's the way that he feels. All I'm saying is, when it comes to faith, religion, or like that, you have to make an accurate assessment of what it is that you have presented towards you, and then you have to have a little bit of faith. And in faith, there are some times where there's not actual proof and evidence. You just gotta choose to believe or choose not to. It just so happens that when things do occur that help to prove it, it makes you stand a little bit more confident and more taller to say,
it validates it.
Yeah, it validates it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go to church every Sunday and you're going through a tough time, and then at the end of the month, that check you've been waiting on comes. A lot of people will attribute that to the church, them going to church and not begging, but asking for that from God.
Some would, yeah.
But I don't necessarily think that that's an act of God. The check came.
Sure.
But that's like how that's just how I've. But at the same time, but see, that's what I'm like. That's when they get murky because at the same time, I'm somebody that grew up thinking these things, and I still think these things to a certain extent. But now I always have more questions for things that can't be answered.
I think you should question, though.
Yeah.
It's good to question.
And God may have answers, but you got to be okay with the answers that he give you.
I'm assuming when I get older or like have like my own family and stuff like that I'm going to want to walk the same path that my grandfather walked and my cousins walked and all of those things. But as of right now, I question a lot of things that, like, while like that might not be something that I would attribute to God, but I might attribute like seeing like a baby survive in a house that's burning down. There's no explanation for why that happened. Right time, right place. The baby is blessed. Like, that's just what it is. I might not necessarily think that baby's mom getting a check in the mail that she's been waiting on is an act of God. I might think that's just how the mailing system works. It took a long time for your check to come, and you really needed it, so you've been praying for it. And now that it's come, you're going to attribute that to this.
It may be unexpected, though. You don't know what life she was going through, what happened in her life as far as funds or whatever, what she did, if she wasn't working, or if she, there are surprise checks that can come to people.
And that's real, too. And
there's also, outside of the tangible things, there are sometimes you pray for things and they come to pass that
in-
don't have nothing to do with something you can touch or feel. You feel me?
Okay,
and so
what you mean?
Peace.
Okay.
You can't feel, you can't touch peace.
Okay.
But if you pray for peace, sometimes God will give it to you. He may not give it to you in the way in which you desire for it, but he will give it to you. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you can't sit there and convince me that is not accurate or not true because you can't feel it and you can't rationalize yourself around it.
Isn't inner peace something that you have full control over though? And if you're praying for it, you might be subconsciously putting that into the air. And now the peace that you're looking for found you because you were looking for it.
No, but at this point, if you're praying for it, that means that you're partnering with God to sit here and help you bring that peace.
That could be true. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I ask these questions because
and
that
there's
could
nothing
be
wrong
true.
with asking the question.
That could be true. And what you said
and
could
God
be
is
true.
hearing you, so he gonna partner with you to get so that you do. It is still a mindset thing that you have to change as well when you do pray for certain things.
And that's also, again, the operative, you have to choose to believe whatever
And that's where your
is.
faith come in.
And it's up to you. There's nothing wrong with questioning whatever it is. I mean, there's a book in the Bible full of a man who questioned everything, and there's nothing that he did wrong. You know what I'm saying? But God also answered the questions of what he said. And all I'm saying is, like, there's nothing wrong with you questioning and saying, well, I may believe this or I may not. But there's some things you do believe.
Mm-hmm.
And there's
it'll be hard for somebody to convince me.
There are some things that you have because you have evidence or you have experience that say this is how I know this to be true. And until you have those other experiences, that's when you will know it to
I
be
don't
true.
have concrete evidence of like why I believe in my religion or whatever like that. It's strict, like you said, it's strictly faith. Like I believe my grandparents. Like I can't help that that's how I was raised. So subconsciously, no matter how many questions I ask, it'll be really, really, really hard for somebody to convince me to even for a second believe that there's no God whatsoever. It would be like it's not. I don't like people that believe it. People that worship Satan. People that like don't believe in anything at all. I guess I can understand you not believing in anything at all if you just are super duper. Like you real deal, just don't trust anything. It's hard for me to understand people that like believe or worship the devil or whatever, because it's like if you worship the devil, that means like you believe that this thing is like pure evil, bad, and you like nah, this my nigga. Mm-hmm. Like that's weird to me. I don't understand that. But I also think that people are overly religious and attribute a lot of things to religion that might have just happened anyway, or would have probably happened anyway. Like that check you were waiting on was getting put in the mail no matter if you prayed or not. It was going to take as long as it took. That's just how it works. I don't attribute things like that to like religion, even though I see like my mom or like my aunts and stuff like that. They do that and they attribute that kind of stuff to those things. But I'm usually sitting back thinking it was probably on the way. Even if it was unexpected, you not knowing that something was coming doesn't change the fact that it was coming. You just didn't know about it. And attributing it to something else, I mean, it's like you said. People find faith where they find. People find faith where they find faith. They find what they can find and they hold on to it. Whatever helps validate what you believe in, you hold on to it. But I think, like, if you just look at it, a lot of things were going to happen for you. But maybe the prayer. Maybe that's not the point of prayer. That's something, like you said, you're not supposed to think that you're getting something back from it. Maybe the feeling you get from praying and releasing that shit into the ether or whatever is what the point of it all is. It's not what people take from it is, oh, well, I did this and God blessed me with this, or I did this and God blessed me with that. When in reality,
That's transactional. That sounds transactional.
Yeah, I'm always thinking like, shit, if you were fucked up and you was praying and you was crying and you was doing all this shit and now you feel better, maybe you just needed to get all that shit out. Like, maybe that was what God did for you instead of you thinking that he gave you this and this. It's kind of like what I think. So like maybe you're right. Maybe I'm just looking at like I don't like the transactional part of religion in general, not just Christianity. Like when people feel like I did this and then I was given this. Or like you see the pastors say, oh, well, if you give this to the church, you know, God will be blessed. Like it's like, damn, bro, this shit nasty. All this shit feel weird and bastardized. And
I think it's this can get a little deeper. And it could be.
It probably could. That's why, you know what I'm saying? This is a different part of the internet we're going to touch today.
And two things can be true at the same time. I always tell y'all that. You know what I'm saying? But tell us what you think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, share.
Follow us.
Keep
Follow.
Follow us. Keep running up. Keep listening to the actual podcast
on Spotify, iHeart, Odyssey. Where else we at? All that, wherever you find your podcast, and YouTube podcast. That's a whole thing too. So download.
Tell the people how they can follow you, Dad.
You can follow me at DesiiTeee, DesiiTeee. That's 3 E's at the end on Instagram and 2 E's on the end on TikTok.
Austin.
Follow me, LRK So Stupid. Follow us, VIS Unfiltered ATL on all platforms.
All right, follow me at I'm Xavier Brandon on all social media. On X, follow me, it's PROFEZZORX. Keep y'all